Merry meet everyone, and welcome to the AstroTarot report. I want to wish everyone a blessed full moon. Full moon is in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius planet is Jupiter. So Jupiter will be ruling this this moon. This is big energy here, and it's really beautiful energy. So the theme of this reading will be time to see the bigger picture, because new journeys are lying ahead for us, and we're wanting to go forward with a purpose of life. And Jupiter reminds us that we are also here to have fun. Yes, we are here to experience life, but fun is part of that experience. We are to enjoy as well. We're not here to live to work, but we work to live. And we are here to have that full human experience. And fun is part of that, lightening up. There's been a lot of, stress and anxiety that is, permeating within our world right now. And it is for good reason. It is for good reason, but some of it is unnecessary. And I'm going to go into talking about something I don't normally talk about, is the houses, because these house placements of where this is happening is very important for this time. Now, the full moon is June the 14th at 5:52 a.m. and that's Eastern time. And I just want to remind you all that I am in Eastern time. So if you're not, you will need to adjust and for your time zone. So here we have the sun that is in Gemini and the moon that is in Sagittarius, and this is a reflection. So the sun is reflecting to the moon, and look what we're having here. We also have a square going on with Neptune, and Neptune is about illusions. And Neptune is in his home sign of Pisces, so it's very strong here. We have 3 planets in Aries, and then here is our line up. We have energy that is in Taurus as well. So we'll get into all of that in a moment. The sun is at 23 degrees of Gemini in the 12th house, and the moon is at 23 degrees in the 6th house. Now, the 12th house is the house of secrets, sorrows, as well as self-undoing. And for this, in this moon, this is our emotions and our instincts. So this is in the 6th house. And the 6th house is the house of service and of health. Yeah, we'll get into that. So with this energy, we are really seeing communications that's really getting heightened. This could be, this energy here would be saying, what are you saying and what are you not saying? Sometimes with this, it's like you want to say a lot of different things, especially over here with Mercury is at 0 degrees of Gemini. Okay. This is his home as well. And it is working on our communication is going to, what do we want to say? What do we need to say? Sometimes we'll have trouble finding those words. But the bigger thing here is this energy wants you to think broader. It wants you to get out of the box. And it is about acknowledging that, what is holding us back from going forward, from stepping up, what is holding us back from that. And with the sun being in the house of undoing, a house of secrets, we can see more of this coming about as well. And this will be when we are, Sagittarius is the seeker. It wants the truth. It's great wisdom. So here we need to step outside, to get out of that box and to look at everything and to think bigger. Sagittarius planet is Jupiter. And Jupiter is all about expansion and joy. And this is something that we know. It's the biggest planet. But this is also about freedom. And it's about truth and finding the truth. Sagittarius wants the truth of the bones of it. So, but it's not about finding the truth of the external. This is about one finding their own truth. And this is also about finding wisdom. And here, this is about, we really need to check in with ourselves. When I go out into the world and I deal with other people, I really see that a lot of people have trouble with working things out in their mind. And, with my children, I have always encouraged them to, figure out this process in your mind. But it seems that, people are being told what to do and not explained. And, it's do what I say do, don't ask any questions, and that sort of thing. That's not kosher. So asking questions and seeking truth is a natural part of who we are. That's a part of us, to find the truth, to seek. And when we are encouraged not to step out there, have an open mind, but not so open that your brain falls out. But what I'm saying is that to go out and seek more wisdom, not just what you have been taught, not just what is mainstream, but go and seek and then find your own. What is your truth? What is your truth? We have Venus that is about our values and about, what we love and what we, honor. She's in Taurus, her own sign. So this is going to be really highlighted about going forward into what we value and what we love. Now, I want to talk about the degrees here, a little bit of numerology. We have 23 and 23. So in numerology, we would reduce this to 5. And on the 14th, when the full moon is, it's also a 5. So this full moon will be activating the number 5 vibration, which is all about changes and shifts. So this is tapping us into those eclipses that we had, those shiftings that were and changes that were happening. So you see, this is a process. And what many people do not understand about astrology and about in general is that things are an unfolding. It's like it's revealing one step at a time. So it is revealing to you what is happening. People say, well, you can't use astrology for, seeing what the future is going to be like. Well, yeah, you can. People do it all the time. And, 9 times out of 10, they're right on the energy of it. They may have certain details off, but as far as the energy of what's going on, yeah, because, we all have our own perception. That is our truth. What is our truth? And having your own view is not a bad thing. Being unique. And, Mars is in Aries. That's his home sign. This is all of the I am. So being who you are, regardless of, what everyone else wants to think. It's really about, standing in your own, right? Finding your freedom, finding your personal truth. So, anyway, get back to the numerology. This number 5 will activate fast communication. So, that is going to touch on our internet, things like that, or cell phones. So this is about fast communication, word traveling fast. This full moon will be one that will activate movement. It will encourage joy and will influence us to expand. It's time to grow. And that's what energy is supposed to do, right? It's supposed to transform. It's supposed to grow. It is time to realize that we do hold the keys to our own cage. And we are the only ones that can open the door to set ourselves free so that we can fly and we can enjoy life. The number 23 itself, it represents the royal code of the lion. The royal code of the lion. That is very powerful. The lion is a very powerful animal. And, you know, he represents great courage and strength. This number is referred to as a karmic rewards number, as the energy is of promised success in our personal and career endeavors. And it also states that it will usher in the support. So we will have support, and there's a lot of planets up here that are having support, and it's the sun is down here. You know, it's getting close to the south node, but it's isolated. And this could be like your feelings, your intuition, your inner thoughts may not resonate. You know, they may not be fully supported. So, but hang on, we do have support that we are not seeing. This feeling right here of isolation and aloneness is just the illusions. See the square with the moon squaring the Neptune? It's about illusions, because we're really not alone. Now, the energy encourage this energy of the royal code of the lion. It encourages great confidence as well as fearlessness, allowing us to break free from being bound down. The energy is reminding us that we are the ones that can set ourselves free from fear, and from those things which try to bind us or silence us. We have been bombarded by different propagandas from all sorts. And, you know, those of us who have looked into our past, our history, we know that this propaganda is something that normally happens. And we see it time and time again happen throughout history. So when we are bombarded with this, it can make us feel alone and isolated. And it is only by finding our own truth that we are able to set ourselves free, right? So this full moon is inviting us to tap into our courageous fearlessness that we have within us, and to take a risk and explore. To take that risk, to go, to be the lion, right? The lion is so, what a powerful creature. He is the strongest animal of the jungle. And I mean, he just looks majestic. Have you ever looked at him? He's just absolutely majestic. And here I'm bringing out the card of strength. When we talk about the lion, this represents the sign of Leo. And this is about harmonizing. It is only when we tame the beast within that we can go forward, right? So, Neptune, like I stated, is forming a T-square, because you see here and here. And this this square with the sun and the moon is adding a little bit of a dreamy type energy. It's reminding you of your dreams and what you wanted to aspire to. This energy will also smash the bubble of illusion and allow you to go forward and to achieve your dreams. So when we have a square, this is not a pleasant. This is them coming to terms. When we think of Neptune, we think of in Pisces, we think of that dreamy, the illusions. It's like what I call the Hollywood placement. This is total Hollywood, and he's at 7. This is a 25, and he's at 7, and that is a seeker. So here again, we are really seeking our truth and trying to find our inner wisdom. So very strong there. And, our perspective is very important here, because sometimes when we think everything is falling apart, it's not. Many times it's falling together. As humans, we love our comfort. We love our comfort zones and to be happy. And many times when we have these changes, it does cause a jolt in our life. Things happen that appear bad on the surface, but in the long run, it turns out to be a really good thing. But as time goes on, we learn that these things need to happen in order to initiate the wheels of change. Again, we like our comfort zones. We like to be, we like to have our favorite foods, and we like to be, Netflixing on the couch and that sort of thing. We like that. But that hinders us from actually growing. If that's all we're doing is getting up and going to work and coming home, eating and going to bed, that's not growing. That's stagnation. So we do need something that wakes us up. Or maybe we think that other things will take care of that other things will do that. But we are reminded that no, we have to actually step up. And I want to bring out the Tower card, because you see how it's hitting the crown chakra. It's hitting us. And this person's just jumping out, but this person was blown away. So this is like, when I was reading, this chart, and I was going through this and seeing what is happening here, it's like a big wake-up call, because Uranus over here has been in Taurus. And this is all about waking up and shaking, cracking the mold. You know what? It's just, he likes to go in there and shake things up and just see how it happens. And that's what normally has to happen. The Tower card is about that change. And, it is about, it's going to happen. It's been happening. And with you not going with it, with you not allowing the change to go forward, it's actually hurting you. It's harming you. It's causing you pain. It's causing you discomfort. You're the one that's being thrown out the window. And you need to be the one that jumps out that says, okay, this is it. This is time to go. We got to go. We got to go. So yeah, this big jolt waking us up. Now I want to talk about our 3 planets in Aries. And this right here, we have Chiron, we have Mars, and then we have Jupiter. And Mars and Chiron are at 15 degrees, and they are at a conjunction. I'll talk about that in a moment. And I am putting together a write-up about Chiron and how important Chiron is within... There we go. Sorry about that. And how important Chiron is, especially when it is in the sign of Aries. So Mars, Jupiter, and Chiron. This energy is all about new beginnings because that is Aries. Aries is the igniter. It is saying, okay, it's time to go forward. It's time to it's time to take care of this business. It's time to start something new. Now, it is in the 10th house, which is the house of career. And this is very important for people who are wanting to change the direction of their life. I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs in our world today. And that is because either A, they lost their job and, they just couldn't find a job. Maybe COVID was happening. The big lockdowns was going on. So, yeah, this is one of those feelings that, we got to go. And with Chiron here, Chiron is the wounded healer. And when he is with Mars, this is about a healing of the self, but in not conventional ways. Okay? And with Jupiter here, we are looking at a bigger picture. We are searching and we are expanding our minds. So this energy, again, is about new beginnings, but it must be something that is dear to our hearts. It has to be something dear to our heart. It's something that is based on our belief systems. And if it's something that we want to last for a long time, then we have to be fully in it. It has to be based on our belief systems, what we believe, what we don't believe, and, what we find valuable. We are encouraged to believe in ourselves and to trust our intuition. It's important to understand that these hints and ideas and different messages that we are receiving, we're receiving them for a reason, and we shouldn't just cast them aside. So here, this new beginning, this is taking place in career. This is saying that, it's time to step forward and to take a risk, but do so cautiously. It's time to take our ideas and our thoughts, it's time to take them forward. It's time to, spread our wings and fly higher. And you're supported here. You are supported here in this area. So for those that are wanting to start a new business, this is good energy right here. And of course, it depends on your birth chart. Also, what's going on with the rest of your birth chart. But this is good energies of flying higher and doing better. This is about doing better, but not just physically, not just, money and the material, but this is emotionally as well as spiritually. So Mars's conjunction with Chiron is very important here. And this is starting at 15 degrees. And I want to talk about the Sabian symbol for 15 degrees. James Burgess, Burgess, he says that this is the cosmic consciousness. It's living more and more as a realized being. Cosmic consciousness, living more and more as a realized being. This is sanctifying life itself, finding an inner balance of polarity. We are raised into cosmic consciousness, at first only momentary. We revisit this higher state repeatedly, hold it for longer periods. Mystics metaphorically refer to this as being robed in the universe, weaving a seamless robe or spiritual vesture, becoming a unique being of light. This is the fulfillment of our desire to differentiate and to express ourselves entirely creatively. Now, this robe, this cosmic robe, is the Milky Way. And this is very much about individualization. Now, individualization is about who we are. So when we look at astrology, we have Aries that is coming out of these primordial waters of Pisces. And we can think of this as the womb, so to speak. And as Aries comes out of that oneness, that primordial water where everything is one, we have one mind, we have one consciousness, we have one everything. Everything is oneness. We are all connected. He is stepping forward onto new ground and to break upon this, to break ground upon this new journey. This journey of finding out who he is without all of the static from the all, of finding, and I don't mean like divine, I'm talking about being connected to everything. I'm talking about having your own thought, having your own perspective, listening to your own inner voice. And this is really highlighted because we're seeing a lot of conformity, a lot of, you have to think like me. And that's not true. You don't have to think like me. Matter of fact, I encourage people, question me. You doubt me, that's fine. I want you to. I want you to question, because I want you to find your own truth, and I want you to find your individualized expression in this world. That is so important for Mars, and especially with Chiron and Aries. This is a deep healing that has taken place. Now, here we have Saturn here over in Aquarius. Again, this is not an easy placement. And he is squaring the North Node as well. So this is, still we are hearing the past echo to us, right? We're hearing that past saying, no, you must do not question. Individualization is very misunderstood in our society. And it is because there's a lot of mixed messages that go on. Our society is actually contradictory to how we approach the subject. You see, we are all one, yes. This means we are all one within the web of life here on Earth. We are all also all individually unique with our own set of skills and gifts that we bring to the world. And that is our own unique energetic expression. We all have that. When that thought process is not nurtured, it sets confusion in people. It sets chaos. They're not really understanding when one is better than the other and one is, whatever. It's not better, it's different. And different is not bad. Different is not a bad thing. So Mars meets up with Chiron, the wounded healer. We are looking at our individual responsibility to care for ourselves and not have someone else. Someone else cannot care for you the same way that you can care for yourself. No one can tell you what is good for your health and what is not good for your health. We have to stop seeking outside of ourselves for things that are eternal, that are, inner, in ourselves. We look for love in other people. We look for approval in other people. Why? What does that matter? Do you approve of yourself? Do you love yourself? This is you. This is your life and your path. So, we have to stop that codependence, codependence type of energy that is really trying to be, oh, you need this, you need me to take care of you, you need me to approve of you. No, you don't. No, you don't. I promise you that if you live your best life, you will team up with the people that love you for you and do not want to change you one little bit. Because that's, what is it now? It's called finding your tribe. So we get to healing. All right? We can heal that way. We can heal spiritually. Understand that we are not disconnected to the divine energy. We are not disconnected to that. We are always connected to that. But we have to allow it. We have to stop allowing others to come in and to say, oh, no, that's not so. No, this is my connection. This is my connection. So we're looking at healing, but not with the regular mainstream medicine. We're looking at a more holistic, individualistic ways, because all of us are different. What is good for me is not good for you, and what is good for you may not be good for me. We want the true healing, and we don't want to band-aid it when we're told just take a pill and it'll make everything better. Chances are it's going to make it a lot worse. So look at what you're choosing. Look at the decisions you're making. Also, this energy here, you have to be really, really careful as well. Be conscious, because mishaps can happen. And it can cause injuries. It can cause, being clumsy, stuff like that. So be very cautious of your own energy. Where is your energy going? What is it going to? Is it being wasted? Is it going nowhere? Or is it going into something that is growing? These are the things that you need to look at. We need to look at growing instead of decreasing. Also, listen to your body. Get yourself unplugged, away from everything, and listen to your body. Go and lie down on your bed and just feel your feet. How does your feet feel? Feel your ankles. Start at your toes. Are your toes hurting? Start at your feet. Feel yourself. Does something feel off in you? Does something feel not right? We have to tap into that. It surprises me when I go to doctors and I'm telling them that, something is not feeling right and this, that, and the other, and I'm really tapped into my body, and they're just amazed at the stuff that I'm feeling. It's because I am a conscious human. It is my responsibility to care for myself, my health. And for some reason in the Western world, this seems to be so far out in left field that it's unreal. Now, Western medicine is needed greatly. It is needed, but we have to have a balance there. We have to have that harmonic balance. Those energies have to work harmoniously together. Can you imagine what we could set forth in our world if we were not tied down by the old ways of the old, that old patriarch way of control, of, like the big companies being in charge of medicine and health, and the big companies being in charge of this? Can you imagine if that was removed, how far advanced we would be as a civilization? And we have Aquarius. We are in the age of Aquarius, which represents technology. And technology is getting more and more, but we see that people are just using it for scamming. So if you are going to take something so precious and degrade it like that, do you really deserve it? this goes into sacredness. This goes into honoring. We are looking at a civil, we are looking at civilized society. Just because somebody has a lot of technology stuff doesn't make them good. It is about the spirituality. It is about the soul. It is about where they are, their morals, what is valuable to them. These are things that have been turned upside down in our world. Now, this new energy that is emerging here is about being mindful and being conscious. It is about taking steps forward, not in an egoic way, but in a conscious way. Again, we're wanting to bring up the higher energy. We want to evolve. We want better. And we can't have better if we just keep continuing on doing the same old stuff that we're doing in the past. We have to release that. This full moons are good at release because this is when the moon is at its height. So, in a couple days it'll start doing its waning, and let go of that. It is time to live conscious. If we want a better world, we have to be better. And that is just the truth. So this energy is offering us to be conscious so that we do not repeat the same mistakes that we have been making. It's time to release that. It's time to, set that loose. Let it go. Now, Saturn is at 25 degrees Aquarius, and remember, he's retrograde. So he has been squaring different planets throughout his time here, and now he's squaring, he is squaring the sun and moon. Or I'm sorry, he's not squaring. He's working with the sun and moon. I was looking at that. This is more of a harmonizing energy here. Okay. And with this, he is revealing information. In Aquarius here, Aquarius is about the flow. This could be our methods of communication, such as media, social media, all kinds of communications. So he's exposing something, especially here, when he is, the 8th house represents Scorpio. So here we see there's going to be we could see some more things that have been covered up come up in different governments. We could see some more truth coming out. Also, I want to tap into you personally. What have you been thinking about? What do you need to do? What have you been thinking about that you need to do? Do you need to communicate something? Have you been quiet this whole time and it's time you feel like that you need to communicate something that you're unhappy with? Maybe there's a decision that you need to make. Saturn is our physical reality. He's physical. Saturn's planet is Capricorn. So things seem to be, through this, if you are paying attention and you are conscious, you are getting messages. Maybe you're noticing some synchronicities that's happening. Maybe people are saying stuff to you and it's like, you know what, I've heard that, just different things like that. Things seem to be revealing itself to you. Maybe, and it's something that you're hearing and you're just not acknowledging. So you need to, it's telling you that it's time to communicate that. Saturn shows us the concrete steps to take. But, he asks you, is this true for you? And also, is this still my belief? is where you're going and where you at. Is this still your belief? I mean, there's been a lot of people that have changed some of their beliefs, especially in the past 2 years of everything that has been going on. There's a lot of people that's saying, hey, wait a minute, or I shouldn't say change your beliefs, like your beliefs are the same and everything else is seem to be changing, and you're like, wait a minute, I don't agree with that anymore. I agree with what I believed in the first place, you know. Also, you could be growing. Maybe you were raised into one way of thinking and you're thinking, you know what, that's not for me anymore. That's not who I am. You know, again, you know, I said before, this is about, you know, it's about being the person that you came here to be and not what you were born into. Being born into something, you know, born into the family, so to speak. Maybe you don't want to be a banker. Maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to be an artist. Maybe you want to be a French chef, you know, who knows? So we are really called to be very conscious about that. Now, Neptune is at 25 degrees of Pisces, and this is new territory. He moved up. He is squaring the sun and the moon, and this can create some doubtful information about, should I do this? Should I not do this? You know, is this really good for me? Is it not good for me? So, intuition may not be completely clear sometimes. You know, and then your radical mind will set in. Again, you're going to need to separate yourself from everyone, and, you know, get alone and make up your own mind. I want to say that, you know, the sun is in Gemini, and Gemini is the Lover's card, okay? And this is, you know, supposedly Adam and Eve, and this is the angel here. And what this means, this angel represents the higher self, or like a higher energy, you know, the higher mind, so to speak. So here, this is the physical body. The consciousness is checking in with the unconscious, with the subconscious. So the consciousness is looking at the subconscious, always looking at that. And the subconscious is connected to the higher self, or to divinity, to that higher mind. This has to be, we have to be connected. This is like the mind, the body, and the soul, so to speak. Whereas this is, you know, she is the embodiment of the subconsciousness. So we have to make sure that we are tapping into that higher energy. That's the way that we can really feel, you know, that we are going in the right direction. Higher awareness is the key here. You know, we have to look at programming, what we program to believe in. And this is anything. I mean, this is like, you know, programs are anything. It could be, you know, eating at certain times, washing your teeth, you know, brushing your teeth at certain times. So, you know, we're probably going to be looking at things as, what is this about? What is this about? Again, because we're over here, Mercury, our mind is in Gemini as well. So again, Gemini is the Lover's card, and this is, you know, it could be about decisions. It could be. So we really have to see that we're really being called to understand what individualization is. The age of Aquarius, this is this incoming energy that is about our individual selves. We are leaving the age of Pisces, which is Neptune in Pisces right there, that strong energy of oneness. So it's kind of like it's overlapping, and, you know, that we are all one, the one God, all of that concept. That is what is going away. And you could be finding yourself, thinking of those times where you were powerless and disconnected, disconnected from your own truth. And again, it's going to be very important that you release those old ways so you won't repeat them. So you will have your own truth. And honestly, guys, it feels like we're being reprogrammed again. We're being it's like, whoops, something happened. We need to set some things straight. So we're being reminded that, hey, whoa, you got way out of line there. Because the lower vibrations of the Piscean age of conformity that was about seeking outside of ourselves. That conformity, you seek outside to be forgiven by someone. You seek outside of yourself for approval. You seek outside of yourself for taking care of you. For everything that you are responsible for, you are seeking outside of yourself. And, you're depending upon a spiritual teacher, a guru, something like that to get you through. That's codependence. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a guru, a spiritual teacher. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that you cannot be so codependent upon them that you can't live your everyday life and think for yourself. That's the biggest message here, is you need to think for yourself. You need to remember who you are. And, it is divine to know what we are individually, to know who we are. And it is divine that we are all individual people. And we are all connected. That's the great illusion that everyone talks about, the great illusion is of our separateness. But that's just it. We're here to express that. We're here to, have our unique energetic expression actualized. Neptune helps us transmute something that is no longer needed or that no longer serves us, serves ourselves, our humanity. So this kind of the lower vibrations of Pisces, the conformity of, you have to be like us, you have to think like us. That's one of those things that keep us from our own truth, keep us from expanding and rising to higher levels. Follow your own path. Maybe some things that will arise within this moon to the next moon, maybe some things that will be coming up that you'll need to ask yourself, is this still true for me? This is time to honor your true self and to bring it forward. Again, this is new beginning. We have Mars and Chiron here, conjunct in Aries. So this is about healing all of that past, and this could be stuff from Chiron. This will tap into our childhood, maybe something that we were brought into. But, you need to say, is this still true for me? It's time to honor who you are, your true self. Mercury in Gemini, he's helping us to understand what is best for us now and to have a conscious expression of our ideas. Now, Venus is still in Taurus, and she is conjunct the North Node. Now, remember, Venus is at home here. She's at home in Taurus, and she's conjunct the North Node at 20 degrees. So remember, the North Node is where we are going. So yeah, this is about tapping into, going forward into what is valuable to it, what is valuable, or what we value in our life, what we love, those things that we nurture. This is about, the heart. It's about peace. It's also about changing, you know, looking at Taurus as our material. So it's about our money as well. And is our money being earned in a harmonious way? Are we being harmonious with our money? Are we spending too much? Are we disrespecting that form of energy? So it also could be a person coming into your life, or showing you the path forward. You know, it's support and harmonious energy. And you will feel this a couple days after the full moon. So it's really some great energy, because she's still right here. She's still at 9. So it'll be right after the couple days after the full moon, this conjunction will take place. And see, and yeah, it will be one of those that is definitely you know, pushing us into more of living life harmoniously, living life more in balance with not only nature, but with each other. We need to stop. We need to get rid of every bit of that's that lower vibration of Pisces, of division, of dividing. You know, and then with let's see here. Now, right now, Venus is really close to Uranus, and this is right here. We are, and this is an awakening of some sorts, an awakening to something that was made aware of you. This is exciting energy. So maybe this is an aha moment. Maybe you have just started doing something that really brings you joy. Maybe it's something you didn't expect, you know. Maybe you've never been an artist in your life, and all of a sudden, you know, you're painting and stuff like that. I know that's simple, but it's something that it's electrifying. It's something that was just very much needed, that freed you and brought about, you know, being able to allow you to live with your beliefs in harmony, to be able to, you know, live your heart's desires. Something showing you the path forward. So, yeah, so this, again, this could be somebody that comes into your life, and this could be around the full moon, somebody come into your life, and then you're going to be pushed forward and show you, hey, maybe explain things better to you. There's a lot of things that, you know, we don't really know in this world, and if we don't have the resources to find it. I mean, nowadays everybody has computers or phones, and I always call phones computers because they are. You know, we have these in our hands, and we're connecting with people that we might not have ever connected to, that are introducing us to more things that we are that are more in alignment with where we want to go, and that feel good to us, and that feel right for us. So yeah, we have to understand that you know, our world is this, and this, all of this, and what's going on here. This is an unfolding story. And if you'll go back and look at and listen to my last few astrology, you will see this story unfolding. It has been a story unfolding of tapping into who we are, our individual selves. Mercury is messing with me too. Hey, but it's really pushing us to make something happen. And, you know, we have to also get that there is this type of unfolding. And I always talk about it as like a butterfly. You can't, when the caterpillar is going through its process, you can't rush it. When it's in its little, I forgot what it's called. It's not a cocoon. When it's in its little chrysalis, I think that's right. And it's going through its change. You can't rush that. It has to do, you know, it has to take its time. step by step by step. And then it has to, you know, squeeze itself out of this little opening. And it has to, we can't break it open for it, because then it won't be able to fly. It has to allow all of that little opening to scrape away all the debris off of its beautiful little wings, off of its body, so that it is free. It has left the past behind. It has wiped it away. It has left it behind, and now it can fly freely. We have to look at life like that. It is a progression. So when we are totally relying on the mental, we can overlook this. We have to understand that we have to look at things more intuitively as well. Not just rely on what we are seeing with our physical eyes, but also what we are feeling or seeing with our third eye, so to speak. We can always, most of us can feel when we are being lied to and fed a bunch of BS. Many of us can feel that. And we're really being reminded that we need to get back to that. We need to get back to what's really important. We need to get back to, we've got more important things to do with this planet. We are here. This is one planet that we are on. We all need to live harmoniously on it. And we need to just start allowing that lower vibration of the Piscean age, that of the patriarch and control. We have to allow that to die away. And those things that, those institutions that support that. So, with that being said, I am going to close. We do have Midsummer, which is the summer solstice, or Litha, that's coming up on the 21st. And that will be the day that the sun moves into Cancer. That is a week from today. And the sun moves into Cancer. That will be at 5:14 a.m. on the 21st. And also that day, on the day of the summer solstice, the moon will be in Aries. So that will be a fantastic day indeed. We'll talk more about that. And please do like and subscribe. Share this with those that you think would enjoy it. I would really appreciate that. People always ask me how they can support my work. Share my work. Share my work. If you would donate, you can, I do leave my cash out if anybody would like to donate, because some people like to do that. I do this all free for you all, because this is, I do know that there's a lot of people who do not understand astrology. And I know that many people interpret astrology differently. I know the facts are the facts, but intuitively we all feel things just a little bit differently. And that is our uniqueness. That is our individuality. It's just like with anything, just like with Reiki masters. Reiki masters are not the same. You know, they may be trained in the same type of system, but their healing methods the energy will be different, and that's wonderful about it. So have a wonderful, wonderful full moon. Allow this Sagittarius energy to light you up. Allow it to push you forward and to find your truth. Allow it to take you on this new journey and this big purpose of life. You know, allow this full moon to influence you with the energy of freedom and of wisdom, and to find that, and to always seek wisdom, to always question, to always strive for answers, and to never, ever, ever stop learning. Never stop learning. So, merry part, everyone, until we merry meet again.